Welcome to Tiger Talk, episode 41. We're back again. Low viewership last week, so come on, let's keep those numbers up. Welcome to the show, Becca. How are you today?
Good. Did you hit record?
You know what? No technical difficulties this week.
Yeah.
There can always be one. It happens.
There always can be one.
Of course.
Yeah.
So welcome to the show, Coach Moore. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Did you dry out?
Yeah, it was a wet one.
I mean, that was one of the wettest games that I can think of. That's for darn sure. Becca, who are our guests today?
Okay, so I'm going to have them introduce themselves, say what position you are, what number you are.
My favorite color.
Mike Wright, 45 D-line, favorite color red.
Oh, favorite color red. We have been waiting.
It's crimson. He's an Alabama fan. It's crimson. It's not really red. It's crimson, and it's Big Mike. Okay.
I'm Nolan Davenport, number 61, offensive tackle, and my favorite color is orange.
Okay, good job. I mean, I was gonna ask Big Mike what his favorite animal is, and he'd be like, "Oh, bulldog, I guess." I don't know. Way to know your audience. But let's start with the rain because how was it for each of you? We'll start with you, Big Mike. What does the rain do to your game? Does it affect you? Does it weigh on you? Tell me about the game in the rain.
The rain game, it was fun. Really, my first ever point down rain game. It really don't affect my game. I played fine. So that was that. Hands was wet, but that's good for me. So
what about you, Nolan?
Yeah, it doesn't really affect us that much in the trenches. I mean, hands were a little wet and slippery, but I took my gloves off, and after that, it was fine.
Really? So it's better to play without your gloves in the rain. Why?
It's just my personal preference, to be honest.
Interesting.
I went to the box. It was too wet on the sidelines. I haven't done that in a long time. It was wet.
I know. It just was like unrelenting.
Yeah.
It was crazy. The game did not turn out how we wanted, but I've been thinking about this a lot, and I feel like this question's for Coach Moore. I feel like you have a plan for the Massillon Tigers for taking us to a new level, evolving, and part of it is bringing in national powerhouses. That's what this schedule is all about. How did this game succeed under that way? I mean, obviously, we always want to win, but we're not going to win every game.
I mean, we had a lot of positives coming out of this game. I thought our kids played really, really hard. I thought they were very aggressive. I thought we went after Bergen. I think they were surprised with the tenacity that we played the game with. We came up a couple plays short, but that's the game of football. And so it's week 3. Well, that was week 3. We're heading into week 4, and we have a lot of great things to coach off of, and a lot of great things to work on and try to get better at. And we're looking forward to our next opponent.
Yeah, I mean, football in Ohio especially has changed where you don't need to win 10 games to make playoffs. That's not how it used to be. So we want to be battle tested. That's what we're working on, right?
I mean, the only way to be at your best is to play teams that are really, really good. And that's the only way to do it. We're not afraid to lose, right? If we were focused on avoiding loss, then we're pretty much throwing in the towel and ever reaching our true potential.
I like that. I like that thought. What about for the players? Tell me about the game for you. Again, maybe not the outcome you wanted, but was there a play or a moment of the game where you each sort of feel like you had a great play or a memory that you're going to keep? We'll start with you, Nolan.
I mean, I think, yeah, like kind of Coach Moore said, there's a lot of positives. Like, I think the offensive line, I think it was good for us to play a good team like that because now we know moving on or moving forward, like what we're going to see, like what or where we need to be because our ultimate goal is to beat McKinley and win our state championship. So we know where we need to be.
What about you, Big Mike?
A lot of positives in this game. Didn't like the outcome, but be young up front, and that's the way to get better. Young guys playing up and playing against really good talent. So, just lock in for next week.
What is it like? Because you said there is a lot of young guys, which is really interesting because you guys are seniors. Like, how do you encourage the kids? And, like, that was a tough game. Like, they're getting smacked a lot. You guys are getting smacked a lot. You're obviously used to it because, Coach Moore's been playing, hard teams like this for 4 years. But how do you keep that rhythm going on the field and, going into the next week with your guys that are sophomores? I mean, they're young, some of those guys.
I feel like for the young guys, I mean, Marcus really held his own this week. Marcus Garner, I was really impressed with him. But I think with the young guys, it's good to like just take a step back, tell them to take a deep breath, like focus on doing your job, and it'll all work out. Just play physical.
Defense too.
Oh yeah, like my young guys, like I treat them like little brothers. Like they only gonna be as good as like you make them. Like even if they get blown off the ball, you gotta come back. Let's go, bro. Like come on, I got you. If you got me, I got you. And then next on to the next play. Like the more that you hype them up, the better they play. Cause like Kevin and Isaac and Joe, they don't want to let me down. So like I can't let them down. So I gotta bring them up with me.
When you guys were sophomores, who were you not afraid to let down? Who were your sort of senior heroes when you were the young guy?
I mean, in my sophomore year, he wasn't even a senior. It was just kind of Will Trell, playing tight. I was playing tight end, like blocking for him. I didn't want to get him killed. I want to do my best to, hold my own for him.
I had two guys. They wasn't seniors either. Dorian Pringle and Chase Bond. Like those are guys. Like I couldn't let them down. Like so, I played 110% every play. So those are my guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's the great thing about high school football is that it continuously moves and you start out in the beginning and now you guys are the leaders and there's someone out there looking out at what you guys are doing every play and you don't even know about it. And that's a cool responsibility as seniors.
That might have been the best question you ever asked, Scott.
Okay, that's all the time we have tonight. I have no reason to continue. I just want to do the best and get out. Thank you. Becca, we don't normally talk about the JV game, but it was kind of a big deal what happened this week. You want to give a little shout out to Massillon's JV game?
Yeah, I mean, those guys, they're at the varsity game. The game was late. So by the time you get home and it's like 11 o'clock, they turned around. They were back at 6:45 getting on the bus. And they played St. Ed's JV at 9 a.m. And at Ed's. So we were, driving up there, which is quite a haul in itself. And we had to play early because Ed's varsity was playing at 1 o'clock. So their JV game was early. So it was kind of even the first quarter. And then the second quarter, they just went up by 17 points on us. And the third quarter, we just really couldn't score. And then the defense just kind of really helped hold us in. And then quarterback led the offense. And Eli Moore had a key interception. And Manny was able to take the offense down with Xavier and the line and score a touchdown. And Xavier got a 2-point conversion, and we went ahead by 4, so they would have had to score a touchdown, and they were driving down with like a minute left. It was a little nail biters, but then Chase White got an interception to kind of let us. I knew what this meant. This meant victory formation. They were able to take a knee, and I really, even though it was a haul up there, it was fun to see the kids like continue to fight. And I think they watched these guys Friday night on the sidelines, even though it wasn't the outcome everybody wanted. But these guys fought till the end, and I think that's kind of it. It is, you saw it in the JV game Saturday, which was really cool. But I do appreciate St. Ed's too, because they play us, and iron sharpens iron, and the coaches are very friendly and very nice, and it was a fun game. So I look forward to traveling up there with varsity in a couple weeks and the outcome of that game too.
I know, and I'll be at that game, so I'm excited. That's a game that we're coming home for, so I'm excited for that as well. So, Coach, tell us about Canisius. This is the third year in a row, or?
No, we played them in 22.
Okay. We've only played them once, so this is.
No, we played them for the first time in 17.
17 or 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
17. And then there were 2 times more recently we played them.
My freshman year.
Was that 21?
Yeah, Terrence's senior year, we played them.
We played them 21
yeah.
and 22. We didn't play them last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Canisius is a private Catholic school in Buffalo, New York. I think it's them and St. Francis go back and forth for the best team in Buffalo. But much improved from the last time we played them. Better players. They've got a running back who's got like Michigan and Oregon offers. They have a receiver safety with a Buffalo offer. They have a defensive end who's going to UNLV, University of Nevada, Las Vegas. So they've got some good players. They're big up front. They have a lot of guys that go both ways, both sides of the ball. But they've got good size. They have good athletes. They've only played one game, and they did not have scrimmages, which is a little strange. So we've got obviously 3 games and 2 scrimmages under our belt. So we're going to be a little bit more seasoned. But they've got good players. They're a proud program, proud tradition.
Yeah, and I feel like they always bring a lot of fans, and I remember them being pretty nice and enjoying the experience, which is good.
Yeah, and we watched their game Saturday, and they had like 40 cheerleaders. It was crazy.
That was the other team.
Oh, was that the other team? It was crazy. It was like there were so many cheerleaders. It was like more than the football team.
That was Scranton Prep.
Scranton Prep had more cheerleaders than their football team.
Oh, there we go. So now we know who we want to schedule next year. We'll get a line of cheerleaders over there. Nolan, what are you focused on this week? What do you need to do to bring home the W against them?
This week, I really want to work on like exploding off the ball, coming off the ball. I feel like I kind of got a little bit too focused on my pass technique, and got a little bit away from my run technique, and I want to like balance it out this week. Be good in both.
Okay. What about you, Big Mike? What do you got to do?
Just stay gap sound. Keep fighting. Like I watched the film with my dad after the game. He was just saying like if I didn't get through, I just stop fighting. So I keep fighting, even for double teams. Keep fighting. Stay gap sound and run to the ball.
Just so you know, these guys too like turned around. Well, you didn't this week, but like Big Mike turned around after his game Friday and went and visited Youngstown State, right? Because that's where he's going to be going in January. He's going to graduate early.
Mike's Youngstown State commit. How'd your visit go, Mike?
It was great. Coach Hunter, he liked me. He was talking about we was going over some of their plays, what they ran. Coach Phillips, real good guy. He just tried to kind of welcome me, get me to know all the recruits that was there. Great, met one of my old teammates, Emmy.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a great time up there, really great time. So yeah, I like it up there.
Nolan's got a visit coming up this weekend to Wisconsin.
How are you feeling about that?
Oh yeah, I'm super excited. We play Alabama, so.
So Big Mike will be rooting for Alabama.
Well, but isn't Wisconsin red as well? So I mean,
yeah, I'm not too happy about that part.
You can always have orange underneath. Once a tiger, always a tiger.
Yes, sir.
And we know from Nate that the Massillon orange is very specific. So we'll have that specific orange underneath. There's no doubt about that. Okay, is that everything? Did we cover everything? Are we ready to do the game?
We're ready, yeah.
All right, so it is now 1-1. The players have one, the hosts have one. So it's a tie game right now. We're really relying on you guys. Now, what is going to happen here is Becca is going to tell you 2 facts. One of the facts is about Becca. One of the facts is about Nate. So is it co-host more or coach more? And you guys can discuss, once she gives you the fact, who is who, and we'll see.
He said it's easy.
All right, Becca, what are our 2 facts this week?
All right. So during college years, one of us spent a lot of time in the top floor of the library during the college years, and the other of us spent a lot of time in the food hall of college during the college.
Okay, so we have one spent in the top floor of the library, one in the food hall. You guys discuss. While you discuss,
Tell me, I can't wait for this.
I bring us up to speed on what's going on with Cincinnati Anderson. It's week 3. They won 64-0. No punts. No punts. 3 weeks. No punts. I kept track. Bergen punted 5 times. Little Miami, never heard of them.
Oh yeah, I know Little Miami.
Little Miami, they didn't score anything, but Bergen punted 5 times. Just to put it in perspective that we are 3 weeks into this season and Cincinnati Anderson has yet to punt. Okay, do you guys have your answer?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, wait, what's the question? No, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to word it.
All right. So we think it's a trick question. We think Coach Moore was in the top floor of the library, and Mrs. Moore was in the food court or food hall.
That's actually correct.
Oh!
Trick question. I told you. The question was too out there. There's a trick question.
Look at that. They did good job. Because Becca has been being pretty sneaky up to now. The players take the lead. It is 2-1. As we say, we only play the game up through McKinley because then we focus on the playoffs. So there can't be a tie this year. There's only 9 games.
Did you know the answer to that, Scott? Did you know the answer to that?
You know, I gotta say that you have been being pretty tricky, so I would have flipped it the same way.
Yeah.
So why was Coach Moore on the top floor of the library?
It was because you could see out all over campus.
It was the best commode.
Well, you know what? You need your privacy, and everyone needs to read the paper.
Thanks, Becca.
So I like it. As always, thank you guys for coming. We've been waiting for you, Big Mike, and we're gonna let you end. I'm gonna let you save yourself. What's your favorite color, Big Mike?
Orange.
Until next time, TIG.
ERS. Good episode.